Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Vortie here and we are doing a video on Final Fantasy. Yeah, we're doing a video on Final Fantasy. Brave Extras here. We got some new news. It's almost as fun to say as doo-doo. We got some new news. Nothing here. Got some new news. I already covered in the previous video that came out before this a little short while ago. I talked about the Shadow Empire. In short, there's a new event coming out. Take a look at that video and we'll go over that as well. But today's video is going to be about the units. It's going to be about the units, man. We got some new units coming out. It's actually pretty cool because Alene is actually supposed to be a pretty good chainer. Sozhe, the Emperor is actually pretty cool too. He's got some interesting abilities. He's kind of situational. Hellich, which is like the witch, but she's a hell witch. She's a hellich. She's also she's so. I think she's a 5-star that learns dual wield, if I remember correctly. But we'll take a look at that in a minute. And then you got Ulrika. She's like a kitty fighting person. Meow. Anyways, really cool model. So let's jump into it. Let's take a look. So May 5th, you're going to be able to enlist the help of Aileen, Sozhe, Hellich, and Lyric on their way. Okay? What does this mean? Drop rates increase starting May 1st. This means BS. We're lying to you. Don't worry about it. It's going to take effect May 5th. And by May 5th, we mean it's not going to take effect because major boost to drop rates, they're lying to you. And just ignore this part. Like anywhere you see like drop rates increased, that's not true. That's not true. And it's evident with the event that just went by. Many of you, including myself, have spent like literally every ticket we were able to gather to try and get something. And I think I did like 25 or 30 summons, and I was able to get three major boost dropped. What do you call it? Characters. So that's kind of doo-doo. But whatever. Anyways, RNG is RNG. So that's that. So let's take a look at the first character here. First character's name is Aileen. She is a mechanist. She is kind of similar to Orlando in the sense of chaining. Alright? So as you can see here, her attack is pretty high. This is with her passives and everything, obviously, that she gets in innate in her kit. We can take a look at that a little bit later. I'm probably going to come up with a video where I actually sit down and we talk about the characters for like, 15 or 20 minutes. I'll kind of break apart their abilities and everything. But in this video, we're just going to take a look at exactly what they got here, make small comments, have the video completed between 10 and 15 minutes, all right? So, good health pool. She's got good attack. Defense is so. It's all good. Her MP is pretty good to be able to sustain what she's supposed to be doing. And like I was saying, she's kind of like Orlando. She has an ability that she learns when she's level 100 that will give her an effect similar to what Orlando has. And what I mean by that is when Orlando's first move hits, it applies a debuff on the monster, reducing light resistance. Hers, the first hit, will reduce earth resistance. Okay, so with Orlando, you're using Excalibur to take effect of that. With Elaine, you will actually take effect using her TM. Her TM is called Artistan. It is a spear. It gives you attack 135, which is beastly, and it gives you earth element damage, which works perfect for her because of how her kit works. Alright, so she's got some featured abilities here that they talk about. She's got one called Analysis, which boosts her attack by 30% and physical damage against stone and machine. It's a killer move. Okay, so it's a killer effect that gives her 30% and 3 increased attack and physical damage to stone and machina monsters. So mechanical units. She's got a cool ability called Recovery Oil. Recovery Oil. Regenerates hit points for all allies over time. She casts like regen on everyone, and later on she gets some pretty interesting enhancements where this also regens your hit points by like a huge amount, plus it gives you 50% limit burst refill, which is super crazy. People use her fairly often in the Japanese version to kind of help boost party, especially when you're trying to complete something with a limit burst, because she is pretty strong. And then the move I was talking about, Divine Ruination, is called for Orlando, and for her it's called Piledriver. It deals partially unmitigated damage and reduces earth resistance for one enemy. So on top of ignoring defense and everything, which is technically a little bit better than Orlando's, she'll also reduce the earth resistance for the enemy she's attacking. And that's the one I'm talking about, it's Piledriver. So as far overall, she is a badass character. If you do get her, you should be very happy. She is a chaining machine similar to Orlando. I wouldn't rank her as high as Orlando. I would probably rank her like 4 or 5 slots under him when things kind of pick up. But she is definitely a pretty good unit. I think her gear limitation as well is really low. She can like almost equip anything. But we'll take a look at that later. Alright. For the next characters here, so we're looking at the Emperor himself. Her job, again, is Mechanist, if I didn't say that. But we got the Emperor here. His job, Emperor. Attack, 180, so they're focusing on him as a physical damage dealer. He's got a really high hit points, pretty good defense, MP, magic, etc. is pretty good. His Trust Mastery here. His Trust Mastery is actually called Emperor's Majesty. And what it does, it boosts hit points and attack by 20% and restores MP every turn during battle. So you get refresh, plus you will get hit points and attack boost up, which is actually really nice. This is a good thing to put on like a melee character, your big bad damage dealer. If I do get him, I would probably grind this out and put it on like Orlando or something. Especially when I don't really need him to cap out on his damage, have like really high damage, I would put this on them. But again, this would also be really beneficial for like a Noctis, because in the global version he doesn't have refresh, whereas in the Japanese version he does have refresh, so this would kind of help him out. So some of the abilities that are being featured here for Sozhe, I'll just call him the Emperor because I can't pronounce his name. Zoldat Guard, boosts fire resistance by 50% and boost attack and defense when equipped with heavy armor. Okay, second one is called Defense Order, boost defense and spirit for all allies. It's like a little defense spirit buff, whatever. And then his one of his bigger damage dealing ones, I think it's 270 or 180, I can't remember. Hell Shaft deals partially unmitigated fire damage and paralyzes all enemies, and I think it's 30%. I should double check that. And the reason I didn't look at these guys, I think I pulled this guy actually on my Japanese version. I took a look at him pretty quickly like many months ago, and I never leveled him up. I just left him as is because meh. So I can only remember a little bit from what I researched before, but like I said, I will definitely take a look at this in a breakdown and tell you bit by bit for everything. So we're just looking at the face value of what we see. Overall, he's an interesting unit. Is he gonna change your life? Other than his TM, we'll just leave him. Okay, now here's the interesting character. This is Helich. She's a black mage. Magic is really low. Everything, all her stats are really low except her MP. She is limited by that 5-star limitation. She goes from 3-star to 5-star. Okay, her TM is boosts MP and magic by 15% and dark resistance by 20%. For dark resistance, this is actually a really nice TM. For magic damage, it's not that bad. MP, not that bad. So overall, it's a okay. Like, should you waste your trust Muggles into? Probably not. Like, if you get a bunch of her and feed her into her, go for it. The dark resistance is very pleasant. Like 20% is really nice. And if you farmed out 4 of these, this would not be that bad to put on any kind of magic damage dealer, or even like a hybrid damage dealer like Noctis or something like that, when you're fighting a boss that's going to be doing a lot of dark damage. It is actually a really decent TM when it comes to that. But to be using it as a primary TM, you're never going to do that. You're always going to be putting something like 30 magic boost or whatever, right? When they put a lot of things in there, it becomes very situational, and that's the way you should approach it. Do these things fit what you're looking for, right? That's kind of how you want to look at it. All right. So, that's right. I was wrong. I take that back. She doesn't know dual cast. What she knows is she's the only 5-star that I'm aware of that has auto refresh in battle. So she gets refresh, and she's not a 6-star, right? She's not a 5-star base. So it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know why. I mean, like, I have to take a look at her kit to see exactly what elements she learns and see how good she really is going to be, or how useful she's going to be for people. But she does get refresh. Okay, so Dark Curiosity gives her that refresh. She also learns a Magical Awakening, where it boosts her magic next turn, which is kind of like, you do nothing for 1 turn, the next turn you act on it. It's kind of like, I don't know, not very useful in my opinion. She also gets Beast from the Abyss, where deals dark damage to all enemies, and that's kind of where her kit ends. She's okay, but we'll talk about it more again in the thing. Again, better mages out there. Like, she doesn't beat X-Death even close, so meh. The last unit here we got is going to be Ulrika. She is a Berserker, and for a Berserker, she's got really weak hit points. Or sorry, very weak attack. Her hit points is supposed to be low for a Berserker, but still her attack is really low for what she's supposed to be doing. Trust Mastery heals called... We're just going to leave it at that. Boost attack and defense and magic and spirit when hit point drops below a certain percent. Situational. I do like her kit though because of what she does, okay? So obviously some of you are going to be like, you're crazy, it's poo-poo. It is a little bit poo-poo, but like just think about how interesting her kit is, right? So the 3 abilities we do see here, one is called Counter Heal. So chance of restoring her own hit points after receiving a physical attack. So somebody hits her, she'll heal herself. Pretty cool. She's got another one called Magic Rage Fire. Chance of dealing partially unmitigated fire damage to all enemies when receiving a magic attack. So somebody casts magic on her, she will cast it back, and it'll be unmitigated, which means ignores defense, which is really cool. But then you have Rage Fire, which is exactly what you would think about it. It's a physical version of it. Chance of dealing partially unmitigated fire damage to all enemies when receiving a physical attack, right? She's very interesting like that she gets these counters. I think it's kind of neat. Is she going to be very useful based on her stats? I don't think so. Her TM, not the best in the game. I probably wouldn't even farm it out. But again, if you do get her, just keep feeding her into herself because she's a 3-star base. You will be getting plenty of her. Give you a chance to kind of stack that TM up and get it for free eventually. All right, guys. So overall, the banner seems pretty interesting. If you do not have Orlando, I would probably suggest for you guys to probably pull. I will not be pulling on this banner because I don't see any use for it right now. It is a 1 unit trick pony. I mean, the TMs are pretty good. Like she's really good, okay? She's good as far as her chaining things, and I would like to see a little bit more about her in the global version to see what she can really do. But his TM is pretty good. I wouldn't really do anything else other than maybe for his TM. Her TM is okay. It's very situational. If you do get her, I probably wouldn't feed her into herself. Maybe make a party and maybe level up 1 or 2 of her trust masteries to have the dark resistance just in case, because we are getting a lot of dark bosses coming up very soon, right? Her TM is not that good. So yeah, overall the banner is mediocre, but has 1 unit that's really good, which is Elaine. And if you want to chain her, then you will be pretty happy with her. She does not break. In the Japanese version, I haven't seen an Elaine that has like over 1,000 damage broken. I've seen lots of Orlandos and lots of other characters that are breaking that 1,000 mark. I've seen lots of Clouds that are breaking 1,500, but Elaine is like around 700, 900 is what I've seen her pivot, so I don't really know how much potential she has, especially because we don't have all the gear they have right now, okay? So keep that in mind. Should you summon, I'd say yeah, if you don't have Orlando, it's probably a good thing. The banner overall is mediocre. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. If you did enjoy the video, definitely hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next video when we break apart all the units and talk about them. It's probably going to be about a 20-30 minute long video. It'll be long, so stick around for that if you want to see the in-depth breakdown of those units. This is Vortie, and I'm out of here. Peace!
I said it.